Yo, what's up guys, Nandra here. Welcome to another quick replay. It's going to be the Dragon Mirror. This game was pretty interesting, and the important part of this game that I want to showcase is how to win the Dragon matchup even in the face of overwhelming adversity, as well as some of the things you can kind of try to expect from certain Dragon players. So I'm going second. I go ahead and keep Ayala, just because, as I mentioned in a different video, a lot of people don't understand when it is they need to kill Ayala, especially in the Dragon matchup, and you can kind of try to force people into weird plays if you evolve your Ayala. Especially going second, because you can kind of bully your opponent into using their evos. A lot of people aren't using Olivia right now, so here he plays Fervor, and then he plays Scyther. This is actually, then you might be saying, okay, well, this is such a bad play on his part, but this play is actually good, because sure, I can go ahead and Fervor here if I have it, but that puts me in an awkward spot, because it means I still can't develop anything. But he does get his Fervor here, so that's really good for him. Here I just go and conserve everything. It doesn't matter if I play anything, just because next turn I'm gonna play Saha Israfil. Alright, now here he takes a very aggressive line, and at first I was kind of confused, because the pre-evo, while good, like, he gets wrecked by Scyther. He also dies to Saha Israfil or Saha Bahamut, or even just Saha Zeus. However, because he's cost reduced something in his hand, I don't know what he's cost reduced. Most likely it's going to be a 10 play point follower, so it could easily be Bahamut. And if that is the case, then that puts me in a really awkward spot, just because he can play Bahamut and he can also do other things as well in the same turn. But again, I'm going to go ahead and punish the fact that he pre-evoed with Saha Israfil. This is nice because it gives me something on board, and it's something that's above 4 HP, so he can't Ouroboros me. I also get into chip damage, which is kind of cool. Now here, if he has Sybil, that's fine. He'll go ahead and give me his last Evo and go up to 10 play points, but I can punish it with a Ouroboros. But here he plays a Genesis Dragon, and then just goes space. Now, his play was good, because he wanted it for me to have Scyther there, so that way he could play Genesis Dragon and set up a ton of pressure early and get out a lot of damage, because a 7/9 on 8 mana, especially one that's already hit you in the face, is pretty hard to deal with. Because my only plays here normally would be to go Ouroboros, ping his face, Eva the Ouroboros, and then clear Genesis. But that's a losing play, and we want to make winning plays here, especially because he's already used one of his last 2 Evos, and I have a massive 5 Evo advantage over him, and this is huge. So I go Sybil, and I go Scyther. This gives me a big board. He already showed me what his cost reduced card is, which is good. So he can't Bahamut me yet, and I want to try to abuse him. I want to try to abuse this if I can. So here he showed me the Con Flag, and when he did, I was pretty surprised, because I don't like Con Flag is a card that's starting to see play again, just because you need even more AoE than before as Dragon, because you need to answer a lot of a lot of the boards that Sword can make now, just because Sword can flood pretty hard, and ordinarily you'd be fine with Breath of the Salamander. However, a lot of their cards now dodge Breath of the Salamander, so you have to go back to relying on Con Flag in order to clear it properly. However, I myself haven't really tried it at all. I've just seen other people using it. I don't think it's great, but I'm not sure if it's like super bad either. But here I just go Israfil, heal myself back up. It was important that I heal up this turn, because we're going into his first turn 10, And while yes, I've seen a Conflag, I haven't seen a Saha. If I see a Saha, that kind of gives me a little bit of breathing room. However, if I don't, he could very well just go Dread Sea Queen plus Zeus plus Genesis and hit me for 14. So taking the time to heal whenever possible is good. I still have all of my Evos. This is important because I can go ahead and bully him out with things I want to do to him later. So here I go Sybil plus Scyther. This gives me a board, and this heals me. This also heals me back up to full, and it forces him to use up his last Evo here. He has to have something like Breathless Salamander and give me board, or he has to use an Evo and get fucked over by a Roboros. He knows he can't afford to give me his last Evo yet, just because he might need it for Ouroboros Wars. So here I just ping a space, and because I've already seen a Breathless Salamander, I believe, I go ahead and go face, just because this lets me keep the most stuff on board at the highest HP possible. If he wants to Grimnir me, that's fine, but instead he plays Odin, and I was like, what face? He does use up his last Evo here, which is nice. However, me losing the Ouroboros really hurts, just because I hadn't seen my second one yet. So ordinarily, when you get your Ouroboros banished, that's bad, because Ouroboros is going to be the card that you want to play in like 90% of most situations, just because it's a hard card for them to deal with, and if they can't ever permanently deal with it, you suddenly just like build up a hand size while they slowly lose cards, and you can kind of overwhelm them with advantage, because the longer your Ouroboros stays on the board, the more threatening it becomes. And like right now, like he might have to use another Bahamut. Keep in mind that I still have yet to use a single Bahamut at all. So the more Bahamuts I can see from him before I have to use mine is going to be really good for me here. So here I just go Ouroboros ping. I don't believe that he has second Odin, but if he does, well, this man is a god. And then he has second Odin. I'm just like, what the fuck? So both my Ouroboroses have been banished, so now I have to play real cards. And if he has Ouroboroses in his deck, then this game got a lot harder, just because I don't have, like, while I still have both my Evos left, I don't have the same tools to keep off his Ouroboros off the board, whereas he still has Ouroboroses, and he has a better way to do so. Here, he goes Sybil plus Fervor, and this would be a really great Ouroboros turn, except I don't have one. So I have to go Saha into Bahamut. I clear Sybil, and I go ahead and establish a board. However, he did get to draw cards here, so if he does have an answer now, it'll be really good for him. He uses up another Breathless Salamander, and then a Blazing Breath. He also drew last, but we're not going to talk about that, I guess. So here, I need to hold my Grimnirs as answers, so I just go ahead and develop double Lyriel. And this does bait out his Bahamut, which is nice. And here I have to throw down my own Bahamut. He's already used two. I've just now used my first one, so he has a Scyther for it. I expected this. And then he has a Sybil. Alright, so he's already seen 3 Sybils and 2 Fervors, so now any damage he takes should be able to stick. I thankfully draw Israfil, and I can just go ahead and go Israfil Evo. I don't want to play Olivia until I'm absolutely out of Evos, just because he used up his Evos a long time ago, and I can go ahead and try to punish this as much as possible. Additionally, Israfil lived at 6 HP, so this is really nice, because it means that he's going to have to invest a real card into clearing it. He does use a Zeus, and this gives me initiative again. However, here, I just play Tina. I'm not going to Eva, there's no point. And here he uses a con flag for this. Like, he's really afraid of leaving anything on board. And if I had had Polyphonic Roar at any point here, this game would have been over. However, I'm not running it in this list. So I just go ahead and go Grimnir to clear. Just because Grimnir gets me something on board, and he's already shown that he's really afraid of me having anything on board, so he plays Lucifer here, which does actually tell me that he is a Sahako list. So I use my last Evo here, so I can clear Lucifer with the Blazing Breath plus a trade, and then my Sybil is behind a ward, and this is important because it means he's going to have to use another real resource in order to clear this, and he has another con flag. So he's already used all 3 con flags. I believe all 3 Breathless Salamanders, so I'm in a really good spot here. And here I just go ahead and play Olivia. He's down to 10 cards left, and I still have 14. So I can afford to draw 3 more cards, but he can't afford to draw anymore because he's in range of decking out. He has also used 2 Bahamut's, so when he uses the next one, that'll be his last. And here he throws down another Zeus and trades. He was really afraid of Scyther, and I don't agree with this. I think he should have just gone face, because that would have been a lot better for him. However, if I did have Scyther, he'd be in a bad spot. But I am slowly running out of cards here. And he does show me that he does have the 3rd Bahamut in hand. And here I just go ahead and clear with Grimnir. He still no longer has Evos left, and he still has to be afraid of me having Genesis Dragon here, so he's gonna have to clear again. He's got to heal and clear in order to be fine, or he can slam down Lucifer if he wants. But again, he's still really afraid of dying here, so he does slam down the Saha. Him using the Saha on low value targets is really good for me here. And I just go ahead and clear off with Breath of Salamander. He does play another Genesis Dragon, which is really scary because he did show that he's already drawn the Bahamut. So now I have to just go Fervor into Fervor and just pray he doesn't have anything else to force me to use this Bahamut. He does have Lucifer, so now he can start healing back up. However, I draw my 3rd Bahamut, and I just can slam down Bahamut. This part is important because he has to answer with either Scyther, a Zeus, or Bahamut, and he's already used up 2 Scythers, 2 Zeus, so he has to have Bahamut here. He drops the Bahamut, which is good. And he's already used up most of his storm damage, so here I'm just going to go Saha Quill. Bring out Bahamut, Evo the Bahamut, so the Bahamut will live after trading into his Bahamut. So I'll essentially have a 4th Bahamut, whereas he has no more left. And now, even if he builds up a board, all I have to do is just not die, and he'll deck out in a few turns. He goes Breath of Salamander again to clear, and then he gives up because he realizes that there's nothing he can do. He's out of storm damage, and any board that he tries to make will be answered by Bahamut. The Bahamut will go ahead and answer 1 turn, and if he doesn't have an answer to it, then he just loses. The important part of this game was just that staying cool under the fact that, well, both of my Ouroboros got banished. Also, additionally, him either not playing and or drawing Ouroboroses of his own. If he had drawn them, he would have been in a really great spot, just because Ouroboros is a free resource. It can always come out. And you're gonna have to deal with it. The only time that you can afford to ignore Ouroboros is if you have lethal or if you're at 20 HP. And even now, it's a lot harder to just be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna ignore this Ouroboros because with Dread Sea Queen, Dragon has access to a 3-card 14 damage combo, and Yeah, and 14 damage is a pretty real number. So right now, more so than ever, you have to be really diligent about clearing it. Another important part of this matchup was that he was willing to use AoEs on low value targets instead of trying to develop. He feared Scyther too much, and I'm pretty sure he just kind of like wasn't counting the amount of Scythers that I use. Generally, in most lists, you only see 2 Scythers, and I'd already used both of mine. I'd used one on Genesis Dragon, and I'd used one on Zeus. The last big thing that I want to talk about is that, like, when he played his Storm cards, he for both of his Zeuses had to trade, and his Genesis Dragon was like, it was really good but really awkwardly timed, just because I had a Scyther for it, and just me having the Scyther for it, and him just taking a gamble like that is really what like set him behind. Like, if I didn't have the Scyther there, then at the very least Ouroboros or either second Saha would have been enough. However, he took the gamble and he lost. But sometimes that's just kind of what you have to do. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.